Hi Stampers, it's Elizabeth from stampscrapandmore.com, and I have a super cute card to share with you today. Actually, I shared it with you on the blog yesterday, but I had promised that I would do a video on how to make this card. There's lots of layers to this card. We've got some embossing on here, and we've got some metallic thread, and this is popped up, and this is popped up, and we've got like a little heart, and we've got some pearls that have been colored, and then on the inside it says thanks for your friendship. So I think it's a super cute card, and I'm going to try and do this from start to finish almost in one take. So if there's boos in amongst the video, that's okay, because I don't like editing video. So let's get started. I've cut out some of the elements ahead of time. So this is Bermuda Bay, and it's the Stitch Labels die, and I've cut it out already in Bermuda Bay, and then I ran it through, where is it? The Subtles embossing folder, and I just wanted to give it a little bit more texture. So yeah, that's Bermuda Bay in the Subtle, and then in the Subtles embossing folder. I can get rid of that. Then this little heart here, I took one of the corrugated elements, and I took the heart, which I think I don't have any left, but you could use any of the corrugated elements, right? The heart that does come with this, oh, there's one. The heart that does come with it, it's bigger, and I thought it looked out of place on the card. So what I did, I took, which again is the Stitched Labels framelits. I took this little heart here, and I ran that through the embossing, through the Big Shot, and just to cut out the small heart. And it actually didn't flatten out the detail on the corrugated cardboard, which it normally does, but it didn't in this case. So maybe it's because it's very small. Okay, so that I can get rid of that because I showed you that. That's that piece. And if you're curious, that's the negative. And you could probably save that to use it on something else. The pearls I colored in the light Bermuda Bay. And I think that's it. And so we are going to make this card. I can put back, so that's the Stitch Labels. That's the Stitch Labels bundle. So we use this die, and we use the heart. And for the stitched framelets, for the oval framelets, or sorry, for the stitched framelets, we used the oval and the second to largest one. And I've already cut that out. And I can get rid of that, put that on the side. And I'm going to put that back, and we are going to, did I not cut? I swore I cut some of the, I did, it fell on the floor. I'm looking for the Cajun craze, sorry. So there's the Cajun craze. And what we're going to do is we're going to rip it down before we emboss it. And I always forget how to do this. There we go. And it doesn't matter, each one will look a little bit different. And I'm just going to put down a little bit of wax paper because I don't want to get this board dirty. And I'm going to bring in my brick wall template, and I'm going to bring in some embossing paste. And I actually, in the background, I have a bucket of water here. And as soon as you finish using the embossing paste, you should put it in water if you're not going to wash it right away. And I'm going to tell you, some people have complained that their embossing paste has dried out. My trick was, I actually didn't do anything special. I just put it back in the plastic and sealed it really tight, and then sealed up the plastic. And I've had this 6 months. You can see it's almost gone, right? It's getting a little bit thicker, but It's still very pliable. And I'm told that you can also put a little bit of water in the container and leave it sit overnight, and then it'll soften up again. And then we're going to take some Cajun Craze Re-Inker. I'm just going to put a couple of dollops in there. I can get rid of that. I like getting stuff off my desk. And I'm going to mix this up. And you can mix it up as much as you like if you want a more marbled effect. It's like making icing a cake, right? Okay. Today's Family Day in Canada. Well, in Ontario, I don't know if all provinces get it off, so it's really nice to be able to stay home and play. So I'm going to take the stencil. This is the brick wall stencil, and I'm going to lay it down, actually just on top like that. And I'm going to take the embossing paste, and I'm just going to cover it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. If you don't get all the squares, that's okay. It just gives it that really rustic kind of look. Okay. I'm going to lift this off, and I'm going to dump that in the water, and I'm going to put this in the water, and this I'm going to put in the water as well. If you don't, it hardens up really fast. Okay, and there that is, I'm going to leave it to dry. So that is the brick wall. And the reason why I did it on this, so I can take this and throw it away. Okay, and I'm going to put that aside to dry. Okay, now we're going to take the Bermuda Bay, the Balmy Blue ink, and we're going to take one of the sponge brayers, and I need scrap paper. Give me 1 second. I don't want to get the board all mucked up. So I'm just going to take the sponge brayers, ink up a little bit of the Balmy Blue, and I'm just going to run it across the top. And you just want it, this is the only section that's really going to be seen. So you don't have to do the whole card. I'm going to put that aside. I can get rid of the brayer. Okay, now we are going to take the Pear Pizzazz. Oh, did I tell you we're using the Home to Roost stamp set? This is a celebration item. It's called Home to Roost. And we're going to use the leaves or the grass, the rooster, just a note, and thanks for your friendship. So I'm going to start off with the grass. And we're going to do him in Pear Pizzazz, or Pear Pizzazz. And what I've done is I've gone one up, one down, one up, one down, and then I'm going to clean this off, and then we're going to do it in So Saffron. I've cleaned off the stamp, and I just throw everything on the floor when I'm done, right? As long as I don't trip over it when I get up from the chair. And then we're going to take the So Saffron, and because this one we did lower, I'm going to do this one higher, and then lower, and then higher. And that's the So Saffron. So today, as I mentioned, was Family Day, and so I was home and I got to play. But in the background, I love to watch movies when I'm stamping, and I usually watch movies that I've seen many times. So the movie du jour was Shirley Valentine. And so Colleen, if you're watching, as you know, Colleen and I are going to Rome and Greece with the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. I asked Colleen to come with me, and her husband said yes, and that she could go, which was, I don't think she would have, I think she would have gone anyhow. But we decided yesterday or the day before that we are going to find, when we're on the island of Mykonos, we're going to find the Shirley Valentine Beach. We're going to go there early in the morning, grab a cabana, spend the morning, and then have lunch at the Shirley Valentine Beach before we head back to town and then check out the rest of the port, and that's in Mykonos. Doesn't that sound exciting? Anyhow, back to the card. So now we're going to do the rooster, and I've just inked it up in the black memento. And as always, I got to do this without getting my head in the shot. So if it's not perfect, you get it. You get the idea. There we go. Ooh, that's nice and dark. And while I've got this out, I'm going to take the stamp that says just a note. I'm going to put it on a stamp. There we go, just a note. And I'm going to dry fit this, excuse me, onto, oh wow, what happened there? Onto here. I just got a frog in my throat. And I need to make sure wherever I put it, I'm not actually happy with that. So I'm going to actually cut this down a bit, because I need a little bit more room. So I'm going to put it right there. So let me get out my cutter, and I'm just going to cut off a titch from this so that I have, that wasn't smart, Elizabeth. It wasn't quite dry yet. There we go. Word of warning, make sure your embossing paste is dry before you do this, before you cut it. Now I wouldn't use the Stamparatus, but I'm gonna wing it here. I'm just gonna put it up here, just a note. There we go, it turned out actually pretty good. And get rid of that, and I can get rid of the black ink as well. Okay, so now you're gonna watch me color. Okay, so we're going to start with, I got embossing paste on him. So we're going to start with his plume, and so the rooster is a combination of a bunch of colors. We've got Mango Melody, light and dark. We've got Daffodil Delight, light and dark. And we've got Cajun Craze, light and dark. And that's for his plume, whatever this is here. Then we've got a combination of blues. So we've got, which blue is this? This is the light and dark Pool Party, and then we've got light and dark Bermuda Bay. Nope, yeah, Bermuda Bay. And then I've got soft Seafoam, and that's for his tummy, and a little bit of grounding down here. So where do I start? Let me start from the lightest. So I'm gonna start, and my blender, my Daffodil Delight pens, ooh, I need to replace them, so. Okay, and you know, I'll go through many, different colors, and I'm just gonna gradually bring the color up. This is light Mango Melody, and you may have to overlap, because I noticed that I'm getting too close to the top. And I haven't even used the dark Mango Melody, so you just have to play to see with what works for you. And then just make sure it's blended in. All the colors are blended in. I love coloring. And this is his feather on his top, and I need the light for his face. And I think we need a little bit more orange, right? A little bit more orange. And see, I haven't even used the dark Mango Melody. Okay. And maybe a little dark right up here. Probably won't even notice the difference. There we go. So there is his feather in the top, whatever it's called. Now we're going to do his tummy because it's easier to do. And I just used, don't ask me why, but I used the soft sea foam. I think it was pretty neutral. You could use a gray as well. And I'm going to take the soft sea foam and the bullet end, and I'm just going to ground it around the edge of him just to give him some definition. You can do this with the gray. The gray is is very stark though. I'm just going to, it's just, it actually makes the image pop a bit. You're probably looking at it going, I don't see it pop. And then I'm just going to ground him at the bottom here. Again, you could use any color. You could use a gray or whatever. But since I have the soft sea foam, I'm going to use that. Now let's do his plume, his feathers, tail feathers. I'm going to start off with the lighter. I like to start off with the lighter. Not, you know, everyone does it differently. There's no right, there's no wrong. Whatever you're comfortable with. Here's the light. Yes, so Colleen and I are going to do the Shirley Valentine Beach in Mykonos. And so I posted it. There's a Facebook page that a bunch of us belong to, and I posted it on there, and I think some of the other girls are interested as well. And yes, the plans are coming along very well. It's exciting, actually. And just towards the base of the plumes, I am putting in the darkest color. And I'm going to put it in there. It's actually not the darkest color, that is. See, I go back and forth. Like I'll lay down one color and then I'll pick up another color and then I'll go back to the original color. And it's just all a matter of blending. And this is not going to be perfect, but for what we're doing here, you don't need to see me color. He's so cute. He's so cute, 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 cute. Love him, love him, love him, love him, love him. Okay, there. Now, what are we going to do? I think this might be dry now. Where's my... Be nice if I had some adhesive out, wouldn't it? Okay, so I'm going to take the adhesive, the snail adhesive. I'm just going to load him down. I like to get all the edges, all sides. Actually, because this was wet, I'm going to put one in the middle as well. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Just a note. See, we didn't have to color in this side because this is going to be over, right? And I'm going to line the bottom corner, the bottom edge, and then I'm going to line up the side. And if it's not perfect, you know, you can trim it off a bit, right? But I think, let me get the scissors out because it's over just a titch. I'd bring out my trimmer, but that will work. Okay, now we're going to mount this onto the top of the card, or onto the card base. There's a little edge, a little bit down here that's over as well. There we go. And I always say this, I'm an eyeballer. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. There we go. And I forgot to do the inside. Silly me, silly me. I forgot to do the inside. So I'm getting back out the pair of pizzazz. Oh, Elizabeth, look what I did. I got ink. So ink must be on my hand somewhere. So it's just paper, so just flip it over, right? So now I'm going to do on the inside, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm going to clean the block off. Now I'm going to get out the So Saffron again. And then I'm going to go down, up. This needs to be ringed. Down, up, Needs to be re-inked, but it'll do for, it's a subtle look on this. Okay, so I can get rid of that. That's one of the old pads, style pads. And the last thing we have to do on the inside is thanks for your friendship. So I love the sentiments on this stamp set. We've got enjoy the simple moments, missing you, thanks for your friendship, and just a note. I think I just love these. Sometimes the sentiments are kind of hokey. Like there's one, I shouldn't say this. There's one that's out right now, and it's you're the best thing I never knew I needed, or something like that. And it's like, oh, that's really hokey. Anyhow, but these sentiments I love. And I'm gonna get the memento out again. And I'm gonna hope for straight. Perfect. That doesn't always happen. And I can put that away. And I'm going to, maybe I'll mount that later. Okay, let's put this together. Okay, so I need, oh, here we go, the copper metallic thread. And I'm just going to whoops, oh crap, it's on the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5. I gotta pick that up or there'll be metallic thread all over the floor. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, and I'm gonna cut that off. Now, what I did with this card, there's actually 2 layers. There's 2 layers. There's a layer underneath the Bermuda Bay, and there's a layer underneath the Whisper White under the Rooster. So I'm going to take my dimensionals and the Bermuda Bay, and I just, I'm going to put a dimensional like there, and I'm just going to put it on the card. And I'm going to put this dimensional, can you see that? Whoops. And I'm going to put this dimensional like that. Okay, and I'm going to mount this onto the card. I can't believe I'm doing this card start to finish with no editing. And I'm gonna put this down like that. And I'm gonna take some more of the metallic copper thread. I can find the end of it. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to do the same with this, but this one I adhered it left and right. This one I'm going to adhere it north and south. Okay. And there's these ends. I'm just going to cut them off. Actually, I did do that north and south. Okay. And I'm going to put one more in the middle. I like to put the dimensional in the middle when I'm popping things down, because I hate them when you get something in the mail that the middle gets flattened out. And I'm going to adhere that. I love these stitch label dies. So the retiring list will come out in the next little while, and I think I might want to start a campaign to keep them around. No, it's too late. And I think they will stay around. I honestly do. Is that straight? Yeah. I honestly do think they'll stick around, but I love them. So then we're going to take this little heart, and we're just going to use a little bit of Tombow on this side. And we're going to glue that down there. So cute. I'm going to take the light the light Bermuda Bay. Now, you'll look at my pearls and you'll think, what on earth happened? So originally I was going to, I embossed them with powder and was going to use the embossed ones, and they didn't look very well. So that's what this mess is here. So then I switched and thought, no, I'm going to use, I'm going to color them with the Stampin' blends. And I'm just going to color 5, because you know the rule of odds, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The rule of odds. You should put things, layer them in 1s, 3s, 5s. And I'm using the pickup tool. And on this card, I was somewhat intentional. I made sure they were on stems of flowers or stems of leaves. I'll put it on that one, 2. And then, considering, you know, this card has a lot of, oh, come on, I'll get another one, has a lot of pieces to it. It's going together quite quickly. And then the last 2, I put one, I'm going to put one there, and then I'm going to put one there. I put one like here, but it looked like he dropped a load, and I thought, oh, that doesn't look well. So you know what I mean? Like I put one right there, and it just thought, oh no, that's silly, Elizabeth. Get that off of there. And now I'm going to adhere this to the inside of the card, and then you know what? It's done. The card is done. And eyeball it again. And there we go. Start to finish, it was 26 minutes, 27 minutes done. No editing. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And have a great week. Take care.